Howdy ho, everybody. It is a Monday. We are back at it with the podcast here with my co-host Rob the Retro Tech Dad.
Hey, everyone.
Mr. Ban Unboxed.
Hey.
And today we have our special guest for the first time on the show, Joe from GamingForInsight. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, fans and subscribers. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Joe, I was recently on your podcast, Quick Chat, over in your channel, and this is at GamingForInsight. Check it out on YouTube. Awesome channel, up and coming, and you do really in-depth, awesome guides. You helped me do a hard drive swap out on my MSI Claw 8, as well as you have just some awesome, like, very brief, like 8-minute chats with other creators, which is in contrast to our 2 to 3 hour chats, and like Aiden, who does his like hour chat thing. So it's like, it's really nice that you're filling that niche of, you know, quick, short, brief, to the point, topical chats, and I've been binge watching those, so I recommend everybody check them out. They're really cool.
Thank you so much. They're fun to do, actually, and I'll just say that what inspired me to do it is actually, it's challenging for me to do them because one of my challenges is brevity. I'm more verbose by nature. And so to try and have a synthesized chat covering highlights on a topic within a 7 to 10 minute period, I enjoy the challenge, and that's why I like to do it.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm like, I was having a problem keeping brief. I think I ran like 20 minutes for your small segment, and you're needing to cut a lot of me out because I'm like, oh, I have thoughts about this, and I'm so used to, like, you know, taking my time, like, all right, let's go to each aspect of this, and it was good practice for me to be a little bit more brief. Brevity, that's the word I'm learning, and maybe we'll have some learning over here. Maybe one day we'll even be an hour show. One day, I promise. Maybe.
No.
Well,
the people
everybody
actually voted. They like the longer shows, which
I guess they
kind of surprising.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that goes. But we're happy to have you on, Joe. We're going to catch up with you in a few. But also, everybody, so we have another jam-packed episode on the docket today. Is going to be talking about Nintendo suing Genki, which is a brand that we saw at CES. They were showing off some 3D printed prototypes when they shouldn't have been, I guess. And then Xbox and Sony's raising their console prices. And that leads us into tariffs. You thought we could go a week without talking about tariffs. Nope. There's more updates. They are live and people are getting their bills. Very interesting. RG557 is getting an OTA update. Retroid Pocket Flip now has ROCKNIX with lid closed sleep. Game of the month is back with our May games, which are rhythm games, right, Rob? We're doing rhythm games.
I thought they were.
I thought it was
music.
Soundtrack.
Yeah, I was going to say it was just music.
And it just somehow became an argument about only picking rhythm games.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. And our boy Burnout Legends somehow did not win. So
1 vote, I think. I think it fell by
so
1
close.
vote.
I voted for it. We were so close.
I voted for it too.
Yeah. That was
As
a tough
well,
loss.
I know, right? We'll get through this tough time together. Maybe I can offer you an egg in this trying time.
Playing Link's Awakening.
Heck yes. Also, the JSAUX Giveaway for their Switch 2 accessories. We're going to announce the winner tonight. And we are going to do an unboxing of the DR28S. I've been hyping this up for weeks. It's finally time to unbox the latest 3326 on the market, which is only $28 on AliExpress. But with tariffs, maybe it's 50 or 60. We'll get to that. Beyond that, dudes, let's chit-chat about you. So what have you been up to this week? Rob, you're on the spot.
What am I up to?
Yeah.
I beat Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
You did?
For Game of the Month. That's 1 of 3, baby. That's right, Zoo.
I'm so proud. I've been slowly tinkering away at it on the
I've been having fun with that. It's good stuff. Tony Hawk is I'm terrible at it. That's what I've learned over the past weekend.
Me too.
It's rough. I barely could pull off a 500,000 score combo on that thing. I was just like, geez, I'm rusty.
Do
it's
you
not good.
Need to hit 500,000 to beat the game?
Yeah,
is
for
that
the
final?
Last level needs 500,000. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it's rough. I'm just like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, more power to you. I want to keep. I'm still on the first level. Okay, so I'm not that far into it. I'm still trying to like get all the different things like the secret tape and all that. I'm very slow.
Oh yeah.
I'll get there. But I've also been playing just some Donkey Kong Country with my son. He really has taken to the My Mini. He has the teal one, and I have the pink one here. It's his go-to handheld now. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he doesn't use the joystick on it, but I think I'm going to switch him over to the R33S, which is this handheld minus the joystick, because he doesn't use it at all. He just does D-pad centric gaming. But he's getting really good. And he's only 3 years old, so like he's already like mastered like how to get all the different power-ups in Mario Brothers and Super Mario World, and now he's trying to learn the intricacies of getting all the different animals in Donkey Kong Country, riding the rhinoceros through the caves and jumping up, getting the balloon. I'm like, kid, I couldn't pull that off. I couldn't pull it off when I was 7. Like, how is this possible?
Especially finding like all the hidden walls and stuff like that with the rhino. That's so much fun. I love doing all that.
Yeah, it's a classic. I'm going to introduce him to some of the later games after this and just blow his mind, because he really is just getting acquainted with 8-bit and 16-bit gaming, and he hasn't even tried out really anything else too much. So it's going to blow his mind when he sees what Donkey Kong can do on the Switch. We'll see. Beyond that, for me, man, I have been watching a ton of wrestling documentaries. Random.
You started getting me into it too.
Yeah, right? Like, I was so into wrestling when I was a kid. I would watch like the weekly matches, SmackDown and Raw, and even like back when it was the WWF, you know, with my grandma, like every week.
Oh yeah, about the Monday Night Wars and all that stuff with Raw and Nitro and all that.
WCW.
So heck yeah.
And then they got combined and all this. But I hadn't thought about wrestling or games or anything for probably, I don't know, 15 years or more, maybe 20 years. And I'm not sure what sparked this, but I saw all these things. So that's been my current passion, obsession is
you got to watch that Vince McMahon documentary as well on Netflix.
I started it.
It's good.
You guys were talking about that. I started watching that.
Yeah.
It is a little bit darker than I thought. I didn't realize like he went through so much controversy.
Oh yeah.
You know, I fell off for so many years. I know they went to like this PG era where it was very safe. And now they're getting back to a little more the hardcore style.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just tell you right now, my favorite wrestler of all time, I think, is Undertaker, because it was just so over the top, theatrical.
That's Retro Tech Mommy's favorite wrestler.
Oh yeah, that's right, Retro Tech Mommy. She back there? Well, let her know I said what's up.
She's somewhere. Yeah.
I could be the Kane. I could be the Kane to her, to Undertaker. Because we got you for 3 minutes of playtime, Rob. No. Randy Savage is good too. What's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler? Oof.
Yeah.
Man. Maybe Shawn Michaels. I don't know. I got to think about it.
Solid.
That's a tough one, because oh man, there's so many I liked back in the day for sure.
No, I think that's a solid answer. Yeah, he has a good episode on that Legends show too.
I'm excited to get to that one.
Joe, how about you? I don't know if you ever followed it or.
You know, I need to explore the wrestlers more, but sitting here listening to the conversation, I was thinking of the Dead or Alive games that my brother and I would play on Xbox. And so we would just, we would get lost in playing those. Those were so much fun as well.
Those are some really fun games. Like you would see those in the arcade all the time, back in the day too. And Dreamcast, right? That was the main system you would see it on in Saturn.
I'm trying to think back, and so, we had a Dreamcast too.
Okay, Dead or Alive was on Dreamcast. That version was really good. That was a really good version of it.
So you must have been in a more Sega household then versus Nintendo. It sounds like.
So for me, it was PC. I grew up on PC and started with it because I've been a type 1 diabetic since the age of 3, and so I was diabetes. You have late nights, right? And so gaming was something to do. So there was a lot of Sid Meier's Civilization 3 and then a lot of Age of Empires. So I started with that. But my brother was the one that got the Xbox. And then my parents said, you need to learn about consoles. So started playing Xbox, and we had a Dreamcast before that. But when it comes to Dreamcast, Hydro Thunder, I'm all about Hydro Thunder. And, you know, whether it's Retro Arc or Redream, let's do some Hydro Thunder.
Yeah,
is a good choice. That's a good choice. Yeah,
it is. I think they have that on N64 too, right? They had it on Dreamcast, N64, and PS1.
Yeah, there was a PS1 port. Yeah.
I love Mario Kart 64, but Duke 'Em Nukem 64. Absolutely love that one. And playing it on M64 as well, the standalone emulator does really well.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Well, I got to talk more about that. But also, Ban, what's your favorite wrestler?
I'm not. I don't really follow. I don't really follow wrestling. I'm gonna be honest. Most of my life was following more like NASCAR and that kind of stuff.
I liked that too. Well, what have you been doing this week though? While we're on the topic.
In terms of like handhelds and stuff, I've been continuing my quest of getting every port I can in Portmaster onto the Flip 2.
How big is that SD card?
It's 1 terabyte.
Oh yeah, there we go. Finally.
So,
I've got 2 1 terabyte SD cards, and right now one of them is in the Flip 2 because I'm currently working through that. There's 1,020 ports in Portmaster now, and I've got about 740 of them. I'm about 75% of the way there.
Wow. That's impressive. So you have to go out and find all of the source files for all of those games.
Yeah. I'd say about half of what I have left is stuff that can just be downloaded, but the other half is mostly made up of stuff that, is still for sale on like GOG or Steam or itch.io, like stuff that still kind of has to be looked for.
Hey man, I'm not even mad. I'm impressed here. This is I might have to take a look at that list.
I really do enjoy Portmaster, and it's why I like ROCKNIX or those types of 1020. I had it right. That's why I really like those types of like operating systems for this stuff, even though Android also has a butt ton of ports on it as well.
Yeah, he said butt.
We're a professional podcast.
Rob hears it and he just loses it immediately.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, we got to come back to this too. This ties right into.
Is great. The ports are awesome. Like
yes,
without that, like we wouldn't have access to some of these games on certain handhelds, which is what's so cool about it.
Yep. Oh, right. Joe, what have you been up to this week, sir? What's
so
new in your world?
I've been recording B-roll with the 1X Player G1 device and also with the 1X Player X1 Pro device for some content that is coming on my channel. I enjoy my B-roll. B-roll is very important to me for my, especially my quick chat videos. And then also I've been trying to get to my ANEO 3 that I have, and I really want to experience RetroArch on it and understand how the modular controls are going to work as you exchange or transition from one modular layout to another modular layout. So looking forward to playing, especially some Sega Genesis titles on there with my girlfriend as well. She really enjoys the Sega Genesis titles and seeing how that layout works with Windows. And mostly my emulation discovery has been Android. So taking an opportunity with Windows really excites me to be able to expand my knowledge there.
How is that INEO 3? That's what I was curious about.
I don't know enough about it at this point. It has the G3X Gen 3 SoC on it, and it's interesting to have that when you had the last ANEO device on there with the G3X Gen 2, and then you also had the Ace recently as well.
Wait. The INEO 3, I thought that was a x86 handheld.
I'm sorry, excuse me. HX370.
The HX.
I was using my SoCs there because I was switching between emulation and Windows there. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. I was like, did they release this crazy high end?
No. My fault.
Okay. No, it's all right. The 370, that is a beefy SoC.
It is, and it's been interesting to see that and try different TDP levels when you have the AI Max Plus 395 as well with its GPU component, which is different than the GPU component of the HX370. And so I do have some content coming out with basically my my discoveries with that. But I'm in alignment with what Fox has said, where I'm finding that the HX370, if I want to go down to 15 watt or 20 watt, I'm finding that games play comfortably. They're playable there with the HX370, whereas with my Z13 device, I'm finding that the AI Max Plus 395, it does really well around 30 watt, which aligns with the AMD specs as well too.
Really? Okay. So, I mean, yeah, and Fox is the go-to for some of those deep dive on specs and understanding the breakdown between the different, the little iteration between the models. You know, he'll really dive into the weeds on that. Like, here's how far we can push TDP. Here's how much, like, he always wants to go for like the minimum amount of power possible and how much performance can we squeeze out, which is so cool. I know you and I were nerding out at the Lenovo booth. So we met you at CES 2025. You were there with Okayest Gamer, one of our good buddies there from the Canada content creator side, and we were all just having some cocktails, and we all had cowboy hats, which is a lot of fun. Zoo has adopted that as his permanent personality.
Love the hats.
Love the hats. I have mine hanging up. But we were nerding out about that Lenovo Legion Go 2. The S was all right, but I remember you were really interested in the Go 2. So
especially the Go 2, and really did enjoy the Go S Nebula with SteamOS on it, but we didn't have an opportunity to play games on the Go 2 when it was there. But I really did like the feel of the Joy-Cons, the equivalent Joy-Cons that attached to it. I just felt that they were more ergonomic in the hand. That's something that I wanted more with the original Go that's coming in the Go prototype of the Go 2.
Yeah, we'll see how that Go 2 pans out. That is definitely the one I was more excited about. Go S is comfortable, but I mean, it's so underpowered.
I have a feeling things are they were already saying second half of the year, but I have a feeling they're probably now taking even more of a step back and thinking about what they're going to be doing with that device, just because of everything that's going on. And you know, it's kind of interesting to see what happens. That Go S was such a poorly done launch, and like even if now you're looking at the SteamOS variants, which have gone up again in price, but now you have the Windows version, which is actually the same price as the SteamOS version now. It's like the whole thing is just all screwed up with that Go S. So I wonder if we're going to see some of that carry over to the Go 2, and I'm worried about that because I think Lenovo's losing their mind right now.
Yeah, and their prices probably are increasing right along with MSI, and just because the tariffs.
I don't think it's going to be under $1,000. I just don't see it. I don't think that's going to happen.
And with that, let's hop into the news, the newsy poo. So this week, Nintendo is back at it. Well, let's talk about this first, sure. Sony, that's all right. We can pull that back up. This is one I forgot to add on. So the MagicX brand, they are doing a slight revamp to their 028 here. And if you already own a 028, like this is such a small iterative update that I would not go out and spend money on this, because the new version of this, the V2, is $90 USD now, whereas this one you could buy for about $55. And it's just too much of an asking price at the moment, I feel like. But if you wanted to know, they did improve the D-pad a bit. I guess they improved the shoulders a little bit.
I think we were talking about it a little bit last week, or about the D-pad being improved.
We were, okay.
It's the D-pad I found pretty solid already as is, honestly. I think it's fine, you know.
It's not one I'm rushing out to buy a new one for.
Yeah.
So I do also want to point out that the $90 asking price is what's showing up on AliExpress.
Yeah.
You know, because of all of the charges and extras. On their website, it's $59 still.
Oh,
but
okay,
I believe they're increasing the tax rate for the United States.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get a little line item when you go add it to your cart.
Yeah, and they mentioned it in the MagicX Discord earlier today. Let's see. I wonder if I can find it in here.
That's right. They split off and made their own Discord. I saw that a little while ago.
So it says in an announcement from, actually this is from April 29th, but they said the U.S. tax rate will be adjusted from 8% to 15%.
Okay. Hey, man, that's not as bad as I was expecting. We're seeing, 150% on some of these things. So in the grand scheme, that's good. But for what it is, being a micro device, some would say a novelty size. It's tough. It is tough.
It's my favorite micro device.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
sure.
right now, it's probably my favorite device that has like a screen under 3 inches.
Yeah,
Joe,
I think for that classification, it's probably my favorite under that size.
they do really well for that size. Joe, do you have any of the micro?
I
ones?
actually have the MagicX. I have the original, the V1, and
nice.
I have the white glacial one.
That was
as
a
well.
good.
So I'm interested in the experience with the D-pad and the joysticks. I understand the improvement is with the response with the D-pad and the joysticks. So I'm interested in looking at the content to see if there is a noticeable experience to sell this V2 compared to the V1, because the V1, it was just earlier this year, around February or March, I want to say, around the time where I was receiving mine.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm excited to hear your opinion. Are you making videos on the budget line stuff? Mostly, I see x86 as your main focus and some.
So
Android.
it's just content that I'm looking forward to bringing out. There's actually a lot that I do behind the scenes with emulation, and so it's just a matter of time for me to get that content out. So it is coming, and I'm developing it. So you could probably see my analog pocket color there, my neon green one on my desk behind me. And so I do have some of these emulation devices and experiencing software emulation versus hardware emulation, then understanding the experience of the differences between those. So there's curiosity I have in there, and then what I have developed as far as my insight into using the devices. So definitely want to get that content out.
I see that G Cloud over there peeking out as well. And what looks like an RP4? Is that an RP4 or RP3?
So that is a 4 Pro.
4 Pro. Okay. All right. I was like, I can see the outline there.
But my go-to is my Odin 2 Mini. And it was actually your show, the episode where you were live when the pre-order window went live. And I was watching, and I said, I want to know how to use this device. I want to know everything. Because what you were talking about at the time, it was going over my head. I had no idea. And I said, I want to know what they're talking about. I want to know how to do that. So took a deep dive and learned. But the Logitech G Cloud was the first to experience.
I wonder if Russ managed to get himself the white one.
He did.
He did. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, he asked them for it, and he said he's going to make a video, like a comparison. So I guess they sent over a white one before the crazy tariff stuff.
I miss the Odin 2 Mini. I kind of regret lending it out because he ended up keeping it.
What? Did he pay you for it?
Well, yeah. Well, okay.
He said, "This is mine now. You're not getting it back."
it ended up in a partial trade for a Legion Go S. Okay.
All right. Well,
but at this point, I'm kind of like, I'll pay for the Mini back too.
Yeah, please give that back to me now. That's one I always regretted letting go of, and so that's the last thing I got, I believe, before the cutoff. I'm like, I gotta experience that, and the retail one is better than the pre-production that I had all those months or whenever back ago, and it's good. It's good. It's a good one. So okay, well, that's good. Also today, we learned that Nintendo, our good old friends at Nintendo, though they got their lawyers together and they like to do their weekly little picnic and sue somebody thing, and they get together over some sandwiches and some cold cuts, and they said, all right, who are we suing this week? And this week it's going to be Genki. Genki is a smaller company, and we saw them at CES 2025. We had Zoo and Russ Undercover who were over there at their booth, and they saw the prototype for the Switch 2. And now Nintendo says you shouldn't have had that prototype. I guess they had it for putting together accessories, but you definitely should not have shown that off publicly to anybody. And so now, here you go, another lawsuit.
So Genki is a Chinese company, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I wonder how.
Are they? I don't know.
What's going to even happen there? Yeah, I mean, kind of interesting.
Yeah, if any of you guys have any further insights into this, that's about as much detail as I have.
Well, the story is interesting of what happened, because I actually was reading through the legal document that a screenshot of it is shown at the beginning of one of the sources that you were showing, where they came to CES. They appear to have done reconnaissance, gathering intelligence data on what the Switch 2 would actually look like, form, and more information, so that they could design the accessories for it and have them day one compatible, as they allege, without having an actual unit or prototype to test this with. So in summarization, they were trying to be ahead of the curve of getting accessories out for the Switch 2 before others. And then the representation of being Nintendo licensed, there's
Right.
also a point of clarification needed there. And I say that because I've read in that document what Nintendo is alleging. We haven't had yet a chance to hear from Genki and their response, but looking at the marketing behind what Genki has done to push this as, you can have these accessories, they're going to work on the Nintendo 2 Switch, without them actually having a Nintendo 2 Switch to work with, or any data or information given directly from Nintendo to them to work with. Because I for example, have pre-ordered for my girlfriend and I JSAUX accessories for the Switch 2. So that partnership, I would think, is different between Nintendo and them compared to Genki here.
And JSAW, I believe, played by the rules here, as far as I've heard. So they're less likely to be caught in the crossfire. Hopefully, because we're going to be giving away some of their stuff. So hopefully they at least stick around long enough to give our audience some of those giveaways. And then we'll see. Also, I'm learning from Super Google Lee in our chat that Genki is actually Japanese.
No, that's a different company.
Oh, different.
Genki is a Japanese gaming studio, but Genki, the
okay.
accessory maker, is different.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'm learning things, and thanks for your insight on that, GamingForInsight. Now I know where you get your name from. And also, Zoo was saying that what they saw was like a medium quality, like 3D print, and that's about it. And they got it from a third party, so it wasn't like they had a Nintendo prototype and they leaked it. So maybe it's not going to be as bad for them as we're thinking here. But yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I'm really curious to see how this one plays out.
I'm always rooting for the underdog in these things, unless it's like that one streamer who just blatantly was just asking for it. There's some of these folks who are getting sued that's like totally deserved. This one seems like gray area at best to me. Like, okay, I get it. You're ruining some of the fun, but that wasn't like the final official leaked design. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll be all right. Okay, so looking at Sony and Xbox. So they are, Microsoft and Sony anyways, raising their console prices. This is one that's not super surprising. Like, didn't we see this coming with everything else increasing?
The Microsoft one kind of surprised me, I have to be honest.
Because they're already struggling as a hardware maker, right? Like they're already...
Yeah.
So this will be tough. And I think PlayStation is just the ultimate console war winner in the end here.
I think this is kind of the final nail in the coffin
between those two, anyways.
For at least Xbox, the brand as we know it, and I think it's just basically a service going full third party. They're on every platform. They want Xbox everywhere, kind of thing. They're kind of pulling the Sega, except that they probably still will make hardware, but it's not their main focus. And I think this is kind of obvious.
Well, didn't you say? Was it you who were saying today that they have a major IP that's coming to Sony?
Gears of War just got announced.
Gears of War?
Yes, just got announced. Yeah.
On a PS5?
I know, it's just yeah.
That is
yeah.
All right, that's wild, but that's good.
It's hard to digest, honestly.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I know, like
because I had my 360 and I was playing my Gears of War games, and I just playing that on PlayStation. I love my PlayStation 5 and 5 Pro, but
like back in the day, like that was the big thing. Like you had a 360 and it was like, oh yeah, I have Gears of War. What does PlayStation 3 have? Nothing.
Nothing. Like what's the point of buying an Xbox?
Nowadays it's like, oh, okay, cool.
I'm trying to remember the timing, but Last of Us was originally came out on PS3, and so that was a big title for Sony.
Yeah. I think that Sony has made some smart moves here, and obviously Nintendo I think is probably the top dog in a
Nintendo
lot of
just
ways.
does their own thing.
They do their own
just,
thing over here, but like Sony has stayed in the classic console war thing against Microsoft all these years, and it sucks because Microsoft, I thought they did really well with the Series X, which is actually my favorite console of the new gen consoles. Believe it or not, I was never a Microsoft guy. I never really had an Xbox or followed Xbox that closely. And the Series X, man, combined with Game Pass, having all those Game Pass games locally installed, really, really has been cool. It's probably my most used console.
I think it's probably going to happen, but I think Game Pass is going to be on PlayStation. I mean, it just...
No way.
You think? I mean, I think so.
Basically,
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could switch over to having them on PC. Like, you can download your Game Pass games locally on PC. I don't like to stream their stuff because the Game Pass streaming is really inferior bitrate wise compared to like GeForce Now and even PlayStation. It's just not as, I don't know, man. It's just not as good of a service. So I always download their stuff locally to play.
Yeah, that's been my experience too on the Logitech G Cloud, for example. I had a better experience with the GeForce service than I did with,
all of it's so good.
With Xbox
the
Cloud.
GeForce service is incredible. It's almost like you're playing it natively. I mean, it's just incredible. Yeah.
I mean, you do want to upgrade and pay for that ultimate license so you can get prioritization and all that, but man, it is so good. So that's my thought there.
I mean, compared to the Xbox Cloud one, it's like going from dial-up to finally getting DSL.
Explain this to me, Rob. I can't even find Game Pass in the Play Store on Google anymore. Like, I can't even find like the right app.
Oh, you got to go in the browser. I mean, like, it's just.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's such a mess. It's such a mess.
Is that what it is?
It's
okay.
not good. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you download the plugin from the browser.
Yeah, it's
the
so
same
bad.
approach on iOS.
Okay.
As well with
all right. Well,
Apple devices.
I'm learning things here.
And apparently, like, if you use the Edge browser versus Chrome, like, there's all sorts of things where they say the quality is better and like this. It's just, just stick to GeForce Now if you're really serious about it. I mean, that's honestly the best experience.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Thanks, guys, for your thoughts on that. Also, what do we got next, producer Sony? Oh, yes, that's right. The RP Mini screen replacements are arriving. Russ did a great video on this, and I believe our friend Team Retro also was covering this one, as well as others. But anyways, the new screen makes the RP Mini look so much better. You lose the top and bottom bezels. They should have had this from the start. It's just like, when can we buy this? When can I buy this one?
It basically turns it into a horizontal classic.
It does. It's a horizontal classic, and I'm so much more. I'm here for this versus the original design, which I thought was teeny tiny screen, teeny tiny text. Never fully understood.
I love my Mini, but it does beg the question as to just why didn't they just ship it with this screen to begin with? Like,
well, and they're not selling it with the new screen, which is the tough thing. They're having you do these DIY replacements, which I don't know if anyone out there has done a screen swap out, but it can be a real pain. You are talking about really getting into the guts of the device and getting some like, anytime I have to get the glue out or anything like that, it's a pain. So you have the new screen there, Dan. You got the replacement kit from Retroid.
The whole set.
Yeah, they give you the
back piece too.
Yep. The only thing you're missing is, buttons.
Wait, does it come pre-assembled with the front and back like that? And you just have to open it up, pop in the motherboard?
Yeah, you just kind of have to move everything over.
Oh, that's not as bad as I was thinking. So, okay. So I was thinking,
but, I mean, as always, you have to kind of go slow with all this stuff. I mean, that's just go step by step. Don't rush it.
There is one other thing that you have to do when you're upgrading to the screen.
What?
You have to make sure that you have upgraded your device to Android 13. They have a specific flash for that.
Okay.
There's someone in the Discord that did not do that, and when they upgraded the handheld, the screen just wouldn't turn on because it wasn't on the right firmware.
Right. I'm assuming they don't have support for that. They probably didn't code it into the Android 10 build.
Yeah, like in the original build, it just was not there. And the other thing people are mentioning is that, like, the screen, like ribbon cable specifically is pretty fragile.
Yeah.
So you just, yeah, there it is. You just kind of have to be careful with it.
Well, check out Russ's video. I guess he has a walkthrough there on his, so you can step through it.
I know he struggled with it too, so he had some issues with it.
Yeah, it's never fun sometimes, to do some of these projects, but man, that screen looks so much better having that extra real estate. Just a little bit, it makes all the difference.
Yeah, and I know we've talked about it before, but like especially on the black unit, right? The OLED. If they had just shipped with that screen, you could do 16:9, 4:3. It wouldn't matter. It would all just blend in with the bezel anyway. So again, why didn't they just ship it with the screen?
Because I mean, like when I hold it like this, you can't even see it.
No,
like,
you can't tell at all.
They just again really wanted 4:3 aspect ratio to the point where they over-engineered this solution here.
Yes.
And it, I think they're learning a valuable lesson. Like, hey, just go with the native, resolution of these panels. We don't need to change anything, because that was such a fiasco and cost them so much money when they could have just gone with this from the start. And I think it's such a better product. So good. Super Googly, thank you for your super chat. If I mess up when I change the screen and shell for my Retroid Pocket Mini, will they fix it for me? No, I don't. I think
I wouldn't count on that. Yeah.
I think you're SOL there. You could probably pay money to get another kit sent out, I would guess. They'd probably go that far, but yeah, I think you're just going to have to take it slow, take it careful. Not my favorite. The screen replacements are not my favorite thing. So
I wish they would just sell the black, even if it's just the black.
I hope they do. Just give us one SKU of this with the new screen. I will buy that all day long. That is neat.
I think a lot of people would. That's the funny thing.
Yeah. Because like right now, I only have the Sega Saturn style in RP Mini.
Yeah.
And if I put that into the black shell, it's just going to be it's not going to look very good. Because, you've got the Saturn style buttons and the Saturn color triggers. I don't think that's going to be a very good combination with just an all black shell.
And I don't know. I hope no one's looked at secondhand prices for the Mini. It's just absolutely insane. It's
scalpers,
crazy right now.
eBay sellers are having a field day right now, being able to charge crazy prices on a lot of these handhelds. It's very sad state. If you want to get good prices for handhelds, join our Discord. We have a marketplace, and we don't allow for scalping prices to be charged. It's one of our rules. So I think we can't charge above 50% over retail value is our rule. So, join our Discord if you're interested. That's going to be discord.gg/retro handhelds.
Do you want some really sad news?
What?
No.
Someone sold on eBay, I should specify. Someone sold just the screen replacement kit for $100. And this is a free thing that they sent to us. As long as you were like one of the people that purchased from Retro.
Retroid's leaving money on the table, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they just even released just a black model with that screen, and they would
do
very well with that, honestly. So they're lost. They're too busy mortgaging their houses and whatnot. They should just sell product.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Rob. And Joe. Let's talk about those dang tariffs. Oh. All right. So, hey, it was early this morning when we're seeing people on Reddit start to get bill invoices from DHL for tariffs for their Retroid purchases. So, you're talking about a $220 Flip 2 now is a $600 plus investment. So you're getting 100% of the handheld's cost you're paying in a fee, plus an extra 50% above that, plus a duty fee as well. Some people were mentioning. So it's like all these things combined is this huge cost. I saw one post that was a $1,300 tariff fee on a $900 purchase. So out of the norm, most people aren't making $900 purchases on Retroid's site, but still, like I've seen 2 or 3 of those. Then Retroid later in the day here said, you know what? Contact our customer service. If you get a bill, you shouldn't be. We're going to take care of that. And I don't know if that means they're going to pay your tariff fees for you, or if they have some special arrangement, some workaround they have, something in their back pocket, or if they just want to declare the item maybe as a different category. But right now they're settling it with DHL. So just contact sales at Go Retroid.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm left scratching my head as to what
their
solution is outside of paying the fee.
It's not sustainable. Yeah. Like so if they're mortgaging their house, to cover the mini screen fiasco, how are they able to pay $1,300 tariff fees, for $900 product?
Well, that's not sustainable. But to pay 145% on every Retroid device that comes into the United States, I mean that's crazy. They will go out of business doing that.
Yeah, and Super Bottle here in chat says, DHL is super by the books. Don't go to DHL if you're trying to find workarounds. And now I'm not saying that's what Retroid's doing here. I'm wondering, a lot of people are wondering, how are they doing this other than just paying it? And if they are paying it, how is that profitable in any way to give you a free handheld, paying 100% of the handheld's cost plus 50%? They're paying you to buy the handheld, basically. It is kind of
these
strange.
Are for units that already are in the hands of DHL, and a customer will reach out to them and say, hey, I got a bill from DHL for whatever amount of money. So what is their solution? That's the thing. It's not like them trying to figure out a way to work around it by shipping it to another country or shipping it to a third party or whatever they're doing.
Well, in declaring the value below what it's actually valued at,
which is a common thing that they do for a lot of countries. Yeah.
And Raftor13 here in chat makes a good point. So on Retroid Discord, let me pull that back up again. On the Retroid Discord, they will pay tariffs during the test period here with their new shipper. Okay, so they're probably telling DHL, hey, ship that back to us. We're going to use this other shipper we're trying out that'll save us way more money. That's probably what they're doing. Okay, that makes way more sense. Zen Zero. Yeah, in Zen Zero, like, I am not an expert on tariffs or international trade law. I've said this from the beginning. I'm learning with you all. So if anyone knows better than me, please, I appreciate you all in live chat there speaking up. So I'm learning with you all and doing my best to report on it as we learn. But it's very, very interesting how this all goes. Green Protagonist, thanks for the super chat. Given Vlad Nerd's recent video and interest in Apollo and Artemis, okay, so that's the alternative to Moonlight. How red are we to turn that nuke or old gaming, the NUC or old gaming PC into an x86 retro game server? It's not hard, and you can use Steam or a front end. How ready are we to turn the gaming PC into an x86 retro game server? Well, that would be cool, because then you could just stream all your games. You get like a 4080 or something in there, like just stream everything. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, it's something I like. I always like to show that, like whenever I do device reviews and show off what you can do with Apollo and Artemis. It's getting so good. I mean, I like my last device I tested was the Red Magic Air Pro, and I was like down to like 3 milliseconds in terms of the native, the average decoding time, which is just insane. I mean, it's almost as good as playing it natively, basically, and that's on an Android device. On an x86, it'll be even better.
Yeah, and that'll be fun. I mean, I love Moonlight, and I have not messed with Apollo yet.
Yeah, that's what I use. Yeah.
I know it's basically Moonlight Plus, where it's like the configs are saved per device, and it's easy. As far as the quality goes, I don't know that it's any different, so I haven't switched yet, but I know it's better, so I'll have to mess with that.
And I think there's actually already an article on the RH website about like streaming to and from like a mini PC. I think Nick on the team has one out for that.
Just like for like retro gaming, like specifically, yeah. I mean, like you could use any of those mini PCs and do it.
And also an update here from Matt Davis. I'd read somewhere, no source, so take this with a grain of salt, that the CCP, so that the China Communist Party, are helping Chinese export-oriented companies financially with tariffs in the short term. Okay, so they're helping them in the short term. Maybe they're helping Retroid. I don't know. And they'll likely use a forwarder or ship through another country, port of entry. Yeah, Michael Benny. go to Piggy Ship if you don't want someone by the books. They seem like the kind of place that will add on a dime back if you tip the driver. Oh no. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that people are getting this bill and you don't contact Retroid and you just don't want to pay it. Well, I mean, that's your prerogative. I think they just ship it back to the company.
DHL will ship it back. I don't know.
They're not going to destroy it. Because I've heard other people say, like, oh, they just destroy it, and I don't know that that's true.
DHL will definitely ship it back. They even like specifically say they will ship it back after X amount of days.
And again, everything we're talking about here, everybody, we're assuming that you already know we're talking about the U.S., but I'll state it anyways. Like, we're all in the U.S. here, and so this is all U.S.-related tariff stuff. Other parts of the world, you have your own situation. Canada really, I think, is eating good right now, where they're able to get things without that fee, just their usual fees. And
everyone in chat was saying we're going to start using the TechDweeb
Express. The TechDweeb Express. We gotta have TechDweeb or another friend like start to funnel handhelds.
Suddenly he finds himself in a new business.
Yeah, I know. So, hey, that's kind of is what it is. Yeah, Canada, make friends with your local Canadian and have someone help you get some handhelds. Okay, so yeah, lots of updates here. Check out our retrohandhelds.gg/tariffs on our website. That is /tariffs, and that's going to be latest up-to-date news on all the stuff. Andrew is super on top of it. He's very well studied on this stuff, and that's where I go even for my updates. So that's cool. Next up, the RG557. That's right, Anbernic. They are finally giving us an OTA update, and the rumors is that this update addresses the issues with Switch and Wii U. So apparently the performance is getting better there now, and the high performance button in the menu actually functions now. So
amazing,
right?
What a concept.
Specifically, this is version 1.20. OTA optimizes the system, fix bugs, adjust system scheduling, optimize the gaming experience. And now we haven't seen this roll out to everything. Like Zoo, I don't think was able to do on his, and
I haven't
Rob, you didn't
either. Nope.
I haven't either, so I'll try tonight again. But yeah, so far we're not seeing it. There you go, Todd, as well. Can't get the update to pop.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, like Gamma has done some scripts. He has like a fix where it just maxes out all the clocks, and
really
that performance is still better than what
Anbernic
right. has done. So I mean, I don't know for sure. I haven't seen it myself, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I know Zoo is messing around with that, and Zoo has a video coming out on Wednesday on our channel to highlight some new performance and some gaming.
Too.
Really,
I kind of want to see what this OTA does. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Are you getting the 557, Joe? Is that one you're interested in?
Oh, let's see. Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
What doesn't call to you? The PWM flicker, the small joysticks, the.
I'm thinking maybe it could be I'm just very satisfied with my analog pocket, my pocket DMG, and my trim UI brick.
It's not going to be that INEO or like AYN level quality. It's like you sort of accept like, hey, you're paying less money for a little bit less general quality here. Except for this time you're actually paying.
I was going to say, this one's not so cheap.
This is actually more of a premium, AYN price for it. So it's tough. But hey, you know what? Oh, this is the one thing you all wanted to know. Now the 557 does have US stock available, and you can get it for $235 USD, what they originally quoted. Finally, that's an option that you can get it from AliExpress if you want. We have some discount codes listed for this. You can get it through Anbernic Direct. GoGameGeek has it now, although that's priced higher, and Amazon has it as well, also priced too high. So, and yeah, check out Team Retro's video today about the 557. Also,
poor Caleb.
Yeah, he had fun putting that together, and then the update released the very next morning. But I guess the software update does not address that PWM flicker. And also check out Team Retro's video, because I spent a lot of yesterday cooking on a song. He commissioned a song from me in his video to introduce a certain segment. And so I had a lot of fun putting together this crazy, ridiculous song about Dr. Nefarious. And yeah, we had fun. We had fun putting that together this weekend. Great video. And it's got to be one of his like longest intro skits ever. And he's just getting so creative with those skits. Okay, so more to come on that. Blah 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 blah. Also, yeah. So Retroid Pocket Flip 2, we talked about this. It's getting ROCKNIX, which is really freaking cool. So ROCKNIX, you already could run it on the Flip 2, but it didn't have the sleep function when you close the lid, which was a major thing. Now that they do have it, so you can run Portmaster, like Ban was saying. You can run your, Xbox a little bit, and also PS3 on the Linux side. Is that true, Rob?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got a whole video on that. So it's pretty similar setup process and whatnot.
Check out Rob's video. Rob, are you commissioning me to make a song for your video?
Absolutely. I'd love that.
Okay, let's do it.
That'd be amazing.
I have some thoughts. Yeah. That's good. So check out ROCKNIX latest nightly builds. And for those of you wondering, this was confused me. If you go and click on that, producer Sony, on the latest nightly builds of ROCKNIX link in that first paragraph. This confused me. I'm like, well, which of these builds is for the Snapdragon 865? It was confusing me. It's actually the one labeled SM8550.
Yes.
550. Is that right? Or the 8250?
It's 8250.
I was going to say it's 8250.
Oh, it's 80.
8550 is for the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2.
Okay, so that's for Odin, and then 8250 is going to be for your Retroid. That's something I got to add into the article, if not already listed, because that confused me. I'm like, wait, which one do I grab here? I understand the other ones, H700, 3326, but it doesn't say Snapdragon 865 in there. So just realize 8250.
Yeah, because that's the I guess the name of the actual chip based on Qualcomm. Like that's their ID for it.
Okay. Who would know that? That's just my commentary.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would just see, if it were me, I would just label it like as Odin 2, and then also as Retroid Pocket kind of thing. Just keep it simple kind of thing.
Yeah, but I get it. They're saying, hey, this is for the chipset in general.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. But that's really cool that they have it. So you can load Linux on here, and the Ban has it already loaded on his. If you want to see what that looks like, so cool.
Oh, I just opened.
I just love the having
3D
Xbox. Opening up the world of Xbox on there. That's definitely one advantage that we don't get on the Android side.
Yeah, and the sleep function works really well now because
good.
I
mean, it's already on
it's
when
instant.
I open it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How's
the standby time?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's standby?
Yeah,
standby's actually pretty good. I kind of closed it last night, forgetting that I left it on, and it drained a little bit, but not. It drained worse than Android, but actually way better than it had previously.
Okay.
So, I still had a good bit of battery left over in the morning.
Fair. Thanks for that. Okay, so that's kind of what we got for your news today. Now, Game of the Month is back here today. So we are back with a selection of May games. You get Link's Awakening, right? You get
correct.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Awesome. I have it running behind me there. And Patapon for PSP. Patapon is fairly sort of addicting in the way that they have it set up. I kind of like that. And you have Zelda going there. Nice.
Yeah. I'm in the third dungeon.
So you're looking at 15 hours for Zelda. You're looking at 9 hours for Tony Hawk and 15 hours for Patapon. Play any three of these games. You'll get a point. You can redeem that in our Discord for merch and just saving up for, getting sweet RH swag. So yeah, join our Discord, check out these games, talk about them with others, and beat them. That's really, slowly working your way through potential backlog there. And Link's Awakening is a classic. Can we play the new version on Switch? Does that count?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We can. Okay, cool.
So I opted for the DX version because I had just played the Switch version not too long ago. So I was like, all right, let me go with the DX version. Check it out.
And Dark Hallam here is saying 15 hours seems kind of a stretch. You can probably beat it in 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean, if you're one of those people that like to speed run, they beat it in 10 minutes.
I feel like that takes away from the spirit of what Game of the Month should be about,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Switch, Tony Hawk, you got PS1, PS2, Dreamcast,
and there's a cool
GameCube.
PC version, an HD version on PC that
and
you'll have to go on the internet to find.
And people don't seem to mention this very often, but it's on Xbox too. There's a secret level and an extra skater for the Xbox version.
Oh, for Tony Hawk, yes.
For Tony Hawk 3, yeah. That's cool. There's one for PC too. Patapon, PSP, and PS4. Joe, are you have you played any of these ones? Are you interested in these?
So Link's Awakening for Game Boy Color, have played that, have played it on my Analog Pocket. And I actually was just looking at that one the other day, because it's going to get a patch or update for Switch 2 support. It's one of the games listed for that. So interested to see what the advantage will be for Switch 2 support as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking up. Someone saying that it's not on Dreamcast. I'm like, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 on Dreamcast?
No, that's a mistake.
Okay, that is an error. So they should have listed.
That's a mistake.
So that's our error.
I think that meant to be PC. I think that's probably what they meant to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't released on Dreamcast. Okay, that's our error. We'll need to correct that.
And it's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 is on Xbox, so that's missing as well.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to swap that out.
I mean, honestly, it was on tons of stuff. It was like even Game Boy Color, I think.
Really? Okay.
I don't know if that version counts. But...
Yeah, I personally wouldn't count that version. I've played that version.
No,
it does not count.
It's not good either.
We'll forget it ever happened.
I think someone should beat it on Game Boy and just like see if hey, does this count?
So the Game Boy Advance version is pretty cool because it's isometric, and they really tried hard to recreate the levels from the main console version. So it's actually pretty interesting to look at it.
Yeah,
well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Marge says, I think that's neat.
That's us with retro handhelds and just holding it instead of a potato.
I just think they're I just think they're neat.
Yeah.
I just think they're neat. Okay, so now we're gonna be looking at. So last week we were talking about JSAUX. We were partnering with them for some giveaways leading up to the Switch 2 launch. So the first one, they're giving away the sweet case and his controller situation here. And I'm just going to pick a winner from our comment section.
I hope it's Rob.
We'll see.
I'm curious to see what the next accessory is.
Staff are not eligible, sirs.
If that's the case, I hope it's Zoo.
Why? Come on now.
Or one of Band's alt accounts. Make sure he's not using one of those alt accounts he's got.
I mean, Rob, you've seen my alt accounts. They're not very good.
You need to try harder.
What do you mean?
We pull that accessory up again from last week. I just want to get that going here. And let me get the comment picker going. It's not working right now, so let's...
I blame Rob.
Yeah, I'm doing something wrong, I'm sure.
Rob, you broke it.
How dare you? I don't think it likes the live show URLs. Come on, let's try a different one.
Anyone have luck getting an Insignia Xbox Live on Zemu on ROCKNIX? Insignia has recreated Xbox Live playlist, especially for Halo 2 multiplayer.
I've actually not tried it myself, but I have heard about that, which is really cool.
Yeah, I haven't dug too deep into Zemu on ROCKNIX yet, but I'm planning to try a couple of things. I'll have to take a look at that, though I'm not sure how good I'll be at it.
Doesn't like that I have an ad blocker enabled. All right.
Dude, you just gotta let them give you every last ad.
They want me to pay them $9 to use their service. Okay, here we go. $9. Okay, number of winners 1. Man, this is a lot of things. Let me share my screen here.
Let's see it.
Can you see that okay?
Oh. And there it is.
Okay. So the thing here was just, I believe I made this rule. You just need to have your Discord name in the comment so I can reach you on Discord to get your address and have it shipped from JSAUX directly. So that was the only stipulation. Exclude duplicates. Yes, right. Filter by hashtag. No. Remove ads. Sure. Bonus extra chances. No. Block list. No. Enable sounds. No. Okay, let's just roll forward.
Let it run.
Start.
Oh,
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's got a countdown. 10, 9,
how
8, 7,
fancy.
Super fancy.
5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2. We need the fun, silly music here. Strong Bad. I really want a 3:2 aspect ratio. At Strong Bad 69. No Discord name
79.
listed. Let's do that again.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
all right.
Here's where the show takes a turn. Guys, we made it. What is it? An hour into the show without it taking a turn. I'm so proud of us.
Oh wow, it's you. It's you, Strong Bad 79.
Who?
That's money.
It's money. Oh, JSAUX. I guess I want to just be able to keep rolling. So we'll do 5 should be enough.
And
I
then
don't know
you'll just pull whatever shows up first.
Right. Yeah. Well, we gotta have someone who actually meets the rule requirements. Who wants to be in the giveaway? I only saw a couple comments come in for this, so. Okay. Duke Do, getting the Flip 2 soon. Working on Join Game of the Month on our Discord, in our profile.
Oh,
Hey, here we go. Here we go. The TJP 195 gave us the Discord name. Love when you guys do the giveaways. And we love that you enter the giveaways because you have won the giveaway.
Nice.
The
That's
TJP 195. That's right. You get your JSAW. What is it?
awesome. The JSAUX, what is it?
oh, I love the
Clip.
what is
Let
it?
me pull up.
It's a dock. It has to be a dock.
I gotta
thing
pull
no.
it up again.
It's
I can't remember even right now.
it's like a storage grip for your Joy-Cons. So that's what it looked like.
Let me pull it up here. Joy-Con
Oh, yeah,
all-arounder.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, very
with
nice.
case,
Yeah, the badonk.
With
How could we
the
forget?
badonk with travel cover for the Switch 2. Okay, so this goes around your Joy-Cons and it has storage for your game carts and it has the ergonomic badonk grip back there. Would be $37, but for you it is $0. I will contact you on Discord, create your address, and then JSAUX will ship that directly. Yeah, that is sweet. And in case I can't reach you, then I'm going to be contacting perhaps Horace? Nope. Perhaps Airwalk? Nope. Perhaps Scott Morrow? Haha. Scott Morrow will be our backup winner. Skit21499 on Discord. Sweet. Take those down.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's an interesting accessory. I was thinking about getting that one myself, especially with that modded grip as well for the hands that's provided. I'm wondering too, with my Switch 2 experience with mine, if I'm going to want that on the Switch 2 when I game.
You might need it. I realize that
What's crazy
you
too
weren't
is
seeing my screen.
aren't we exactly a month away from the Switch 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That's
my
there's
gosh.
exciting. Yeah.
So we're going to be
Exciting.
giving away 3 more things, I think, from them.
I thought you were going to say you were giving away a Switch 2. I was like, oh,
No.
I sign up.
I got my. Hey, I got my.
He's got the local Walmart connection.
Yeah.
Now
Hey, I got
that's
my-
the one
I
Rob's
got my
getting in.
pre-order.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-order in, so we'll see.
I'm going to sign up every single alt account I can think of.
Rob's just gonna start making new ones to do it.
Okay, so first place we got TJP195, and can't reach them. I'll be getting Scott Amaro on the line here, 7909. So, congrats, peoples. Oh, it's serious talk now.
Oh, we got
All
serious
right.
talk.
Are
Oh,
we doing
That's
serious talk?
music.
Oh.
Is it time? Oh yeah. Well,
Oh,
you know what it's time for. Surprise unboxings. But it's not a
Why every time
surprise.
serious
now
music
this
for?
is serious.
This is really going to be serious. Joe, are you ready for this? Are you ready for what's about to happen right now?
I am just stunned. I'm speechless.
Okay, well,
Go.
here we go. So, you all know that SC Dyer, big name on the scene, right? Last year.
Yeah.
They made some of your classics like the and also the
Wait.
M19, M21, I think these are, right?
No. Those are SJ Gam.
See, dang it. I'm getting my S's mixed up. What did that C Dyer make? Oh, they made the Doot, the hot sauce special. I remember that. Never mind. Sorry, SJ.
They did the Doot, and then they did the R35S Plus.
The what the hell?
You know what? I think that's a better name for it, honestly.
Well, now they've rebranded as Damn. This is the DR28S. Yes, it is another 3326 and 2025. And we're looking at, what is it, 1 gigabyte of DDR3? Is that what it's trying to say there?
I believe so.
And 3,000 milliamp hour battery.
Why does it say TBD for the model?
TBD for the model.
I was just wondering that myself.
It's actually 2,500 milliamp hour battery. 640 by 480 screen resolution. Now, I know that like a few channels have covered this, and I think Dead Fred definitely has, but
absolutely.
I've never seen this before, so this is brand new to me.
Oh, I get why they call it the Damn, because damn, look at that D-pad.
Oh, look at this little thing. Look at this little thing, guys. Look at this little what is this like checker pattern? It's like HyperCard on the Macintosh, like circa 1992. Look at that checker pattern.
Sorry, I'm not old enough for that reference.
I know. I don't even think I am really, but
He's not old enough for a lot of things.
Yeah, there's the DR28S, and we have sloped ergonomic backs, very loud, clicky. Let's see, can you hear the clicking?
Yeah. Oh,
there's that loud clicking. So yeah, very loud, much like the R36S originally. You know what this reminds me of, though? This reminds me of the R33S. Do I have one of those on hand?
Oh, I have one of those.
I know you have one of those.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's the one.
So yeah, this is kind of similar form factor to that. It's a little one. I'm gonna have to let my my son play with this because he likes these about this size. They're just perfect for his hands. He's 3. Let's see how he can do on Donkey Kong.
Looks larger.
It is. It's very large. You get a cable here. That's nice. Get this.
It's strangely large.
Okay, we probably don't need this anymore. Get it out of here. Goodbye. And we'll just pull this off there. Slow. Look at. Oh, guys, you get like the cyberpunk thing around the sides.
Very nice.
See D28S. You got the DM, so you can never forget what it is. Oh, and there's a boop. There's a booper button right in the middle.
Rob,
you pull that out in the subway. I'm telling you, all the ladies are gonna come after you.
I gotta say, like, I know we sometimes knock on these like budget e-waste, and this is $28 USD on AliExpress plus $8 shipping plus whatever fees you might have to pay. At that $28 price last month, I would say this potentially could be pretty decent. I haven't turned it on. We don't know. Haven't even touched the buttons, but.
The color is awesome. I mean, I do like the color quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
I like the color a lot. It's very striking. But whatever it is here, even if it's good, at the new tariff pricing, unless they have local U.S. warehouse stock, probably this would just be a not recommend. But let's just see how it is. Strange separation. They're spaced out really far for one of these size. Like
they want to make sure the people with the fat thumbs don't hit everything at once.
My fat thumb fits in the middle without pushing any of them. That's how separated they are.
Dang,
they're quiet though.
There's like a county mile between each button.
Yeah. And very short action. I mean, they're nice and quiet. I like that. Here's a listen to the buttons. Not too bad. Very quiet. The D-pad is strangely large in comparison to something a little more standard like this style. This is a very common spacing, even something like the My Mini, much more sense on that. I'm just very strange decisions on this. Like this is comically large. This is even larger than a full size handheld like the Ioneo Pocket Ace here. Very strange decisions. Here's the RG557, even has closer spacing. Let's turn it on and see. But I mean,
I think it might have the largest D-pad in the business.
Yeah, the largest in the business. And you have this like circular, pivotable area, but the pivot's pretty rough. It's very short. It's quiet, but it doesn't feel very good. And really the worst of all is going to be these clicky back buttons. But they feel pretty good as far as like reaching for them. Let's turn it on.
Curious what it's running.
It's running the DM.
This has its own Linux distribution.
That screen at least initially, it doesn't look too good.
Yeah, it's definitely a lower,
It's very washed out. Yeah,
little washed out.
Flickering too, maybe.
You guys see the flicker as well? I was wondering.
Yeah.
Let me see if that's on the camera.
Emulec.
So I don't see the flickering on my eyeballs, but I do see flickering on camera. So guess what? You get a little bit of PWM flicker on
Incredible.
this. Yeah, so you have some Emulec action with some sweet menu music. I'm going to stand up here so you can see better. All right.
look at that huge blue light too in the middle.
Oh,
It's
and
perfect
all the
for your eyes.
everything's in Mandarin here.
Oh.
Now you should be able to go into the
Not
menu
again.
and switch it to English, but
Not again.
yeah. All right, let's see how this D-pad performs.
You got this, Stubbs.
Thanks, man. I'll try my best.
You better. Everyone's watching you.
So this looks like RetroArch that's loading right now for
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, you're getting
So
what is this?
I wonder what
CPS3?
I wonder what your core options are as well. If it's
Like,
just
do you
running
get?
the
Let's see. Do you get access to the menu? No. Okay, so let's. Oh, that is.
How
the
does
thing is,
it,
they're
how
so
does it
separated,
feel?
Rob. But my fingers are pushing into each other because the D-pad and the face buttons are too close together.
I was
Well, you
gonna
also have
say
huge thumbs.
I know, but still, like I can't even I'm bumping my thumb, like I'm
Blade
wrestling my
on-
own thumb.
Blade on Game Boy Color. I would struggle playing that on this.
I can't even do it. I can't even do it, guys.
That's great.
I
love
can't even
it.
get one because my thumbs are just bumping into each other.
Bumping.
A bumping,
bump.
yeah.
This is great.
I can't even get one. I can't even get one.
When they designed this handheld, they never actually held it in their hands.
This is the worst of all worlds here. This is really. Oh wait! Oh, I got one. I got one.
They gave you
I
a
got one.
D-pad that's too big to be usable.
Okay. I got one. Got two. Can I get three? Can I get three? Do we see three? Do we see three? Oh, I got three. Got three. Can I get four? And the screen does not look too bad. I know it's washed out because the brightness is up too high for my ISO setting, but there you go. You can see a little better there. But it is definitely lower PPI, and oh, I died. So yeah, not very. That's very crampy and painful to play that game, but not very good as far as the buttons and the spacing goes. Both too far apart and too close together somehow at the same time. Incredible. I can't believe that. And I can't access a RetroArch menu either. Oh, there we go. So it's
there you go.
Oh.
Okay.
Select plus X. So you can access the settings
Okay.
there.
Yeah, we didn't know the hotkeys. So.
And yeah. Looks like 1941 is the other game they tested in the factory. So let's just see what that experience is like. Maybe that's the actual one they actually tested with when making this. They have
Just
fast
watching
forward.
you press the start and select.
It's just painful. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't even
just-
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm wondering with the core options if you could select a different video profile for it to change the experience of the screen, like you can do
Maybe.
on the cores, like for Game Boy Color.
And also, am I crazy, guys, or is this 16:9 and not 4:3?
Are you saying
Yeah,
the
no, it is
vertical
4:3.
scaling is squished?
It is 4:3.
It,
Yeah.
it looks like it's right. Yeah, it's a
I get-
small screen. That's all.
Yeah. The bezels throw me off a little bit. That's why. Okay. I mean, it's all right. I'm gonna have to have my 3-year-old test this and let him cook on it and see if he can find a good use case, because for my hands, they're just my hands are just too big to use this.
It might be one
comfortably.
of those cases where it gets flushed down the toilet.
Well,
Oh.
and I think you
Well, that
hit on
happens with our
something
camera.
too with saying your 3-year-old to look at it. The fact that this is another device, another option that is already set up with the games
Yeah.
on it, with RetroArch set up
Mhm.
on it, which does take time. At least it does for me. Now, you gentlemen, you may set it up in 5 to 10 minutes, but for me, I definitely
go
does take
through.
some time.
the whole thing.
I think a lot of people do really like that, though. Like, to be able just to turn on a device and be able to play games. And that's what most people are honestly looking for. So if it accomplishes that, then I mean, there's some merit there.
Yeah, Joe, I think you're right on that too. You know, it's if you're gonna most normal people are gonna buy just a couple handhelds, maybe one, and they'll really take their time to go through and customize everything to their liking. You know, us reviewers and also just sort of casual like impulse buyers or collectors, we have so many of these, we rarely take the time, I feel like, to fully customize each and every one. So this is one, if you don't want to customize, you know, it is like it's already here, like you're saying, you can just go through and just play everything as is, or you can go through and, for instance, probably turn on English. My son can't read yet, so that actually won't be a bother to him. He'll just see the pictures and
might pick up another language instead.
Maybe he'll learn Mandarin as his first language instead. That's funny because now here's something funny, guys. That its language is set to English already. So why
the name of the ROMs itself?
I was going to say the game.
It's the ROM names. Interesting. Well,
I'm
you have
wondering
pictures.
if there's a scan that's done, if the metadata would be changed for the scan.
Yeah.
It could be the region coding too. I mean, there's other things going on there.
So
that's really tiny.
Some DS on there, some Mario.
I mean, it'd be cool for like a full screen, you know, if you do the top screen.
Let's see, can I do that?
Oh, there you go. Do they have the
that
other
must
layout
be a
option?
hotkey to adjust that, but looking at the integer scaling to see if that's enabled too, and adjusting that to see if there's a way to optimize.
Yeah, we'll have to
your
see.
screen perspective.
I can't do it from here, it looks like, but yeah, I mean, that looks like it'll run okay. It's a 3326, so you kind of know like those 2D DS games should be okay. It's getting very strangely hot for a 3326 though, like right here, it's getting very hot. You do have access to the battery there, 4 screws.
That's actually a pretty good question. Between this one, since you have it in hand, and also the My Mini, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the...
Oh, dude, I mean, the My Mini, the buttons feel great. The D-pad, the face buttons. You have clicky ladder, you know, sloped backs. Not too different from this, really, as far as the shoulders go. But this is really a champ of, like, 8 and 16-bit, at least for, like, how my son uses it. I mean, he just loves this thing. It was between this and the O30S for him, out of all the handhelds, strangely enough, that he gravitated towards. And, I mean, now, mind you, like, the ones I actually gave him, like, here, go to town, you can just get all mucky and whatever. Like, I didn't offer him like my Ioneos or, you know, Retroids, but of the budget stuff, he really likes the My Mini. It's just, he can one-hand it, he can focus in, it's good for his hands.
Which was always one of the appeal and charm of the original Miu Mini, of the smaller one. A lot of people like just playing RPGs on it and whatnot.
I actually never took the screen protector off this. Yeah. But this thing's great, man. This is probably their best of the minis. I like it better than the 33S. And
the 33S is not good. Yeah, no, that one's definitely better than the 33S.
The 33S scares Rob a little bit.
Because this is
it's not great.
It's a 3200 milliamp hour battery. You get a 4000 milliamp hour battery here. So for him, it gets him through a whole day. And he plays on it a decent amount. So yeah, this one I'm a fan of. Just for the kids. I don't use it too much. I don't like it because the battery rattles around though inside. Like it just rattles in there and it's fine. I don't use it a ton, but yeah, the kids really are drawn towards this. So that's that. I would recommend. Really, this isn't the best either, but either of these I think are going to be better than this. The buttons are just so poor. Love the look though. It's a nice like talking piece, and maybe it is good for a kid, but I'll get back to you all on that. So, all right, that's what it is. Oh, it's time to stretch too. I almost missed stretch break. All right, Rob, are you going to join me this time? Come on.
I've been stretching the whole show. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's stretching right now, like
right.
2.
I even put pants on for this show.
Oh, there's the push-ups. I thought you weren't supposed to combine them.
Lift some weights.
What did he just do?
Here we go.
He's weightlifting.
Now, are those pockets optimal for the number of handhelds you want to take with you where you go?
Movement in.
You might want to repeat yourself.
Why?
Oh, I said, are those pockets optimal for the number of handhelds you want to take with you on the go?
My like gym shorts? No. My little tiny pockets, it won't not optimal. No.
I can't wait to see you wearing your Jinkos next.
I do have a pair of
You
Genko
definitely
jeans.
take some gaming handhelds in there. You put the Pocket Evo in there if you want.
You know what, Joe? You know what you can fit in the Genko jeans? You could fit the you'll find out soon, but you can fit the ASUS Z13 Flow 2025.
Done.
In
Sign
one
me
pocket.
up.
It just
my
barely fits.
brother-
It just barely fits.
Yeah, he was wearing them before me, and I'm thinking, why is he wearing those? Then you mentioned Z13. Now I know. I've been missing out this whole time.
What I need
Just needed
is
the device to release before getting the
Stubbs. I need you to get your PlayStation and recreate that GIF, that GIF where he's pulling out the PlayStation from his back pocket. You got to do that.
I mean, I've been practicing. My wife got me rollerblades for my birthday, and I've been practicing rollerblading, and I combined with the Genko jeans, and I'm gonna try to film something for my review for that finally. We'll see. It's gonna be a terrible mistake, but yeah, it just barely fits. So it is pocketable if you have the right pockets. Okay, dude, talking about you now, Joe. Let's talk about your channel. So, like, people haven't seen you before; they haven't been introduced to you before, unless they've already looked at your channel. But what got you into this stuff? You have a nice long biography on your website, but like the too long didn't read about that. Like, what got you into all this?
So actually, how I started was I was an individual. My friends, they came to me. They said, "Can you fix this? Can you do this? My computer's overheating." So one of the common tasks was actually with laptops replacing the SSDs, and then also applying new thermal paste onto processors as well. And so I would do this multiple times. I had people say, you should go on YouTube and show how it's done, and then people could reproduce your process at home. And I said, okay. And also at the time I was playing Bloodborne, one of my all-time favorite games. So I was thinking of a channel name, and in Bloodborne, if you've played it, you can gain insight as you go through the game, and the more insight you have, the more you can see in the world. And so when I play the game, I wanted to play it at the highest amount of insight. Now, if you did co-op, you bring someone in, you could lose insight, but if you played it higher, you could see things that were in Yarnum that weren't there with lower insight.
You're gaming for insight.
So I said, I'm really gaming for insight here, and it aligned with how I am with my projects, where I don't consider myself the most knowledgeable person, because I like to go and find the most knowledgeable people and then learn from them in the process, and surround myself with subject matter experts. And so it really aligned with the purpose of the channel, and that's how it started, with some gameplay. And I actually started with podcasting. It was very awkward for me at first, and I started doing these gaming updates, weekly gaming updates, because I was avidly following my favorite games. And people would say, "Oh, well, if you want to know what's coming out, go talk to Joe. He has a calendar full of games that he's looking forward to." And so tried these gaming updates, and then ended up being really inspired by the Steam Deck, and then the Asus ROG Ally, and building guides for the Asus ROG Ally. And so I pivoted into handhelds, because as a kid I had a Game Boy Color, and so I just relived that nostalgia when I got my Steam Deck LCD, and then wanted to try the ROG Ally as well. And so that's how I pivoted. So I like to research, develop guides, and then try to provide visual demonstrations and talk through the process, and try to help people with that. But then I also enjoy speaking with subject matter experts like the three of you, and just talk about the topics that I'm passionate about and interested in, and learning
that's
from all
kind
of you.
of
So
think we're subject matter
maybe
experts.
these guys. Your guides, though, Joe, are meticulously laid out. Like, they are so easy to follow. That
I appreciate it. It means a lot.
You do a good job because you are coming from a tech background, as I understand it, right? You're kind of in the world of technical, like writing and cyber securities and all this stuff. So that, yeah, it lends itself well. I feel like the IT people often get into the YouTubing, it seems like, and the retro gaming. Like they all kind of go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, that's cool. So you made your channel, and then afterwards, I understand like you hooked up with OKS Gamer and a few others, and you guys made something called Handhelds United, which is sort of like it's sort of like an RH community for sort of like more x86 stuff. Like, what's the focus of that?
The focus of it has been x86, and doing the Handhelds United podcast. We actually were doing some hands-on demonstrations with actual devices, Android devices, for software emulation and even hardware emulation. So the Analog Pocket was on a hands-on segment, and then also the O2 Mini. So that's me doing those and walking through what you can do, like with PS Vita emulation, for example, on the O2 Mini. Though its purpose is to unite those that have a passion, eccentricity, and a focus, and want to celebrate this renaissance and golden age that we are in with handhelds, and bring knowledge together and create a synergy amongst us, and be unified in following through with researching and understanding the latest developments in technology, and then also just sharing our experiences and communications as well, and what we're doing in the content creation space. And it was OKS Gamer that has been a significant lead in bringing those of us together. And he actually found me in the 1X player community, and he asked me, he said, "Do you create content?" I said yes. And so I have developed so much of my knowledge in the content creation space, in working with these guys, OKS Gamers Generation, Windeck Tech, CPPC Tech, and Handheld Hardware. And so they've just been awesome to me, and I feel like I have been amongst those that are very, very knowledgeable in the space. But and we do a podcast, and we have shifted from a longer podcast, and we're doing right now a speedcast as well, which is a 15 to 20 minute segment, and we choose a topic.
I think you guys really have something cooking there as far as having these shorter segments. I think the market here, you know, the scene really could use some shorter, focused content. And that's fantastic. And OKS Gamer, I know we need to have him on the show here soon too.
Oh, definitely.
Cool guy. I don't know the other creators that you mentioned, actually. Don't think.
Well, so I have learned an exponential amount from OKS Gamer, and the growth of my channel has been significant because of him, and I thank him very much for the time he has spent with me. Though I've worked on projects like with CPPC Tech, mod projects, so my knowledge with modding, my developing knowledge with modding, has been with collaborative projects, CPPC Tech. Gamers Generation, he's like my friendly AI, where if I need to learn more about something, dive deep into something, he and I will be on Discord. All right, let's get into this. And he shares, talk about details. He shares so much with me, and he is just a great friend and resource in that area. Windeck Tech, we used to call him Windoc Tech because of the docs that he would review, but he is he's very versatile in what he reviews. He's done webcams, for example, and he's done actually some pieces on emulation, the Steam Deck. He actually he's done some creative pieces with the Steam Deck as well. And Handheld Hardware, he is developing his own software. Actually, it's
really
going to be an experience that you can have. It's going to have its own menus. So as you would see on a 1X player device with 1X console, it's going to be a similar experience like that. He's been working really hard on that. And so looking forward to seeing those updates. And I think that is everyone, but there are more of us out there, and there are other channels that are involved with Handhelds United, like Game Tech Talk, for example.
Dozens of us. Yeah, Clef is such a good guy. We have Clef on this show from time to time. one of our good buddies, and we'll have to have and meet these other content creators that we haven't had on yet, and do some sort of collaboration. I'd love to learn more about Handhelds United. Love seeing other podcasts in the scene. It seemed like for a long time it was sort of like it was us, it was Nerd Nest, and then slowly we've seen some other podcasts creep up into this niche, and it's just cool to have more of a focus on this, get it out in the world, get more people into this hobby because it's so much fun. And like we were saying on your show the other day, you were interviewing me and talking about the state of handhelds right now. This is both the craziest time to get into handhelds and at the same time the most innovative time to see what's happening with these handhelds. It is such a catch-22. Like it's torturous trying to get them, but man, some of the best options ever made are available right now. It's kind of crazy. Let's pull that back up. Yeah, let's take a look at that. And also, I want to call it Matt Davis' really nice comment here about your show. Your short form interview with Stubbs was outstanding. If they're all like that, then you're definitely cooking with propane. And I would have to agree. So you can binge watch your entire series, I think, in like an hour or something right now. I think you can almost watch all of them.
And that's my goal, is to provide the information that you need in the most synthesized manner and not take any more time to deliver it to you quickly. It's the challenge that I put on myself, and I certainly wouldn't call myself the best at it, but I challenge myself to be better at it.
You're doing it. You're actually just putting nose to the grindstone, and you're just putting out content. And it's just all meat. Like, it's all stuff and no fluff, like Sujano says. It's just, you get straight into the topic. There's no extra fluff or anything else, and then the video's over, and you learn something new. So I recommend everybody, if you're watching this, go subscribe to @GamingForInsight. Get this gentleman over 1,000 subs. Let's get this channel monetized. You're doing big things, sir. And I know you started. Yeah, you started, I think, last year, but you really got cooking this year after CES 2025, you were saying.
I was very much inspired. I got to speak to all of you content creators that I watch avidly, and I learned so much. And so it really was inspiration that I needed to generate my ideas for rebranding in January and moving forward. And I'll have to say, the website, all of the it is all proofread. My girlfriend, she has stayed up long hours proofreading every word, because some of the sentences that come out of those guides, she'll just look at me and go,
like, what is this?
What are you trying to communicate? Say, what is this? And so the clarity and how coherent it is, I give all thanks to her on that.
Well, we'll be excited to see your progress, have you back on the show, have Okayest Gamer and the others. And with that, I think I have two other questions, then I think we'll get out of here. We need to know, Zoo told me to ask you, what is your favorite butt rock band from the early 2000s? We're talking like Nickelback, Creed, like that kind of genre of music. Do you have any?
Yeah, you enjoy? You said Creed, and yeah. I do listen to Creed. I was at this might be a weird story, but I was at a diabetes camp, and this was common.
Do you say diabetes camp?
Diabetes camp. So it was a camp for diabetics, and the idea is you learn how to manage your life and control your diabetes. And it was at that age where we were going on to insulin pumps. We had to learn to put in our own infusion sets, and it's very daunting, because you're taking a 17 millimeter needle and you're sticking it into yourself, basically. So there's an angle to it. But yeah, long story short, it was chaotic, but Creed was playing in the background, and I just said, it's going to be okay. I'm going to get through this. And it was very, and so it's a warm memory that I have. And so that's why I like to listen to Creed in my spare time. I really
Zoo would be so proud of you to hear this information. I hope he's still in the chat. Do you remember what song was playing?
It was on a Christian radio station at the time, and this was in the 90s, but it was Will You Take Me Higher? That one was playing. It was at that moment. And so it was soothing. It was soothing to my soul. It really was, to hear that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Creed gets a bad rap sometimes, and they've been through some ups and downs, but man, they have some classics. And Yeah, Zoo really, when we get together, he has the playlist going, and I get into it with him. You know, I will get into it deep, and he, it's so much fun. Good song, good song. Other question for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Something we ask all of our first time guests. We need to know your adore, keep, delete. So these are 3 handhelds. I don't know if you've heard this segment before, but basically, what one handheld would you adore just for one night till the battery runs dry? Then you have to give it back. And then, what one handheld would you keep for a lifetime? You're married to it. You're never getting rid of it. And then, lastly, what one handheld would you delete from existence? It never happened because it's so bad. Adore, keep, delete.
So I would, let's see, I would adore my, let's see, I am torn here because I'm thinking of my Android handhelds and my Windows handhelds. So I would adore my limited edition Steam Deck that I have, or Steam Deck LCD as well. Because when I had COVID, my LCD Steam Deck came out, and I had set it up right before I got COVID, so I was on the couch with that all the time. So yeah, that is one that I would adore. As far as keeping, I would have to say it's going to be my Odin 2 Mini. I really got to go with that.
I keep hearing this from people.
It's the processor, it's the form factor, it's the versatility of it with Android 13 on it. I'm just able to do so much. I mean, even Windows emulation, if you want. I mean, I've been playing Crysis, for example, with Winlator on it. There is much that you can do.
It does run Crysis.
It's not the most powerful, but it's powerful enough that I feel like it really can cover so much. I mean, with Windows emulation evolving and maturing, there may be a time where it's not powerful enough, but right now, I think that form factor and that processor, I really have to keep it.
I love to hear that, and also the LE edition of the Steam Deck. I mean, it sucks that you would have to give it back though after enjoying it for one night, but yeah, Steam Deck is so good. I don't use it enough.
And then the one that I would toss, and it's not that I hate it. I just feel that other handhelds are able to serve the purpose more for what I want to do better than it, but it still is a good handheld, and I even recommend it, is the Logitech G Cloud. I would say within my collection, it was great for me to understand streaming and set up emulators as well. I mean, I set up Vita 3K on it, and I set up the N64 standalone emulator. And so then when I started getting into Dolphin, that's when I started like RoboCop Rogue City. That's where I started to see, okay, we're getting to the point here where a more powerful processor and handheld could do better. But it's still great, but it's one that I would be willing to let go just because there are others, different processor choice, and then also customization of drivers as well with your standalone emulators.
So you're gonna toss the G Cloud. That's also, you know, I love the G Cloud so much. I still have one, but I could live without it. I know I could. I keep it around, like, you know, what if streaming gets better and better and better? There's no difference between streaming and playing it locally, and I guess I just keep it around, but I don't use it.
And see, I do too, and I didn't sell it, and it was actually my segue into understanding standalone emulator. So I have a great appreciation for the Logitech G Cloud. I just think that I got to a point where I was ready to, and I humbly say this amongst you, graduate from it to try other handhelds that had more powerful, like the Odin 2 Mini, where I could do more and set up more to do more.
Yeah, and those are some unique, and I've some new answers too. So I'm glad that I answered this or asked this. Ernie Beware in chat. Yo, GFI in the house. Yeah, we got GFI on the show. Long time coming.
Thanks so much, Ernie.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally have you on here. You know, lastly, before we get out of here, I want to ask the whole panel this. is what one handheld are you looking forward to in 2025 that maybe isn't out yet, or at least you don't have yet? Joe.
Poor man.
So I would say it is, I'm really interested in what Asus is cooking with these two handhelds that are coming out in the summer. One is supposedly an Xbox handheld. And so I say that loosely because we don't understand if it's just streaming support or whatnot, but to be able to take the game progress that I've started on my consoles on the go on a handheld, because the save doesn't cross over with every game when it comes to PC Pass and Game Pass on the Xbox. So really looking forward to that. I'm really interested and excited about that, but I would have to say it's the MSI Claw. I have it. It's really surprised me.
Of us. Yes.
Yeah, with the Battle Mage graphics architecture as well.
How those speakers? How you like those speakers?
They are really amazing. When I did my Device Arena video, I said I have to include, you have to hear a comparison of the sound to my X1 Intel. I was really impressed with that, and so recommend giving that a watch.
So new Claw, new Asus, good times. Also, not new Claw, but the new colorway, right, with the bigger spec.
With the Sandstorm, the Claw 8 AI Plus, that one.
Yes,
I saw it at CES, and so I was captivated this year.
It's captivating. Rob, on the spot, man. Come on,
probably Switch 2.
Switch 2.
Yeah, wow. It's the most. It's coming out next month, so that's probably up first. I think all the other stuff is going to be later on in the year.
It's hard to say what we're going to get because the tariffs and all that, definitely releases seem like they're going to be slowed down. Fair shout answer, as Ban would say. Speaking of Ban, hello.
Hi. Honestly, I'm not really I'm not really looking forward to anything in specific coming up the rest of the year. I mean, I know the Switch 2 is going to be the big thing, but I wasn't too excited by it. I'll kind of just be waiting to see how people feel about it. I am kind of interested in seeing, like, hey, what's going on with the Xbox ROG Ally handheld, or not Ally, but whatever that's going to be.
Whatever it's going to be.
Because, I mean, right now, in terms of, like, Android and Linux handhelds, I'm actually pretty satisfied with, like, the Flip 2.
So I like that. You don't need anything else. You're satisfied with what you have. I mean, you do have a number of handhelds there. Like, you have a couple. Like, you're set.
This is a green screen. None of this is real.
None of that's real.
No, sorry.
I think that's fair. And for me, also, like, I can't think of one that I'm super excited for. I'm interested to see the competition that comes available for this Pocket Ace. Because of the tariffs and everything going on. And now, I missed an update earlier. So Ioneo said apparently they're going to be paying the tariff fees on behalf of customers or they're going to handle the fees in some way for the Ace specifically. So if you back the Ace, don't worry about the tariff fees is what they're saying. Go Game Geek also said they're going to take care of tariffs. So Go Game Geek, Retroid, and Ioneo are the three that have said that. But anyways, I hope to see competition for this. And so by that, I mean, I'm looking forward to the GKD Little and the Powkiddy RGB50. I think those are both going to be interesting in 3:2 aspect ratio competition for this guy. So you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars for this. I think they're going to be better options, but most powerful probably will be that one. Also, I would have to say I'm content with what I have, but I'm interested also in the Powkiddy V90 2.
Of course.
The new clamshell. Because, hey guys, I really like using my, wherever the hell it is, my my flip. I really, really like the flip. I'm so nervous about this hinge breaking and all that. I like the form factor. And so seeing Powkiddy do that for less money, I'm very interested in that. So we'll have to see.
The flip has been actually, like, surprisingly decent for me as well.
Just a good all-arounder. It's the quality control is awful.
I will say real quick that the hinge on this one was super tight. to the point where I tried moving it and I grabbed it like right about here.
Yeah.
And you could see the screen kind of move on the inside.
Ah. I know. That's why I'm not using it. I'm using the other, I'm using the V1 because the V2, I'm like, oh, every time I open it, it's one time closer to breaking that, so why do I still have it? I don't know.
It's mostly the gray model, but it's not going to just be the gray model right now.
Yeah. I actually, I got the yellow V2 as my backup, which doesn't seem to have a very tight hinge. Seems to be a better way to go. So,
yeah, I think it's just kind of like the material of the plastic when they dyed them. Honestly,
yeah.
Though, just don't get the black one. Don't get the black handheld.
No,
the black just looks way too it's gonna smudge.
It's gonna be smudge city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Well, all right. Fair enough. You got some MIUI rocking on there.
Oh, it was for stuff like this. I think it's the best option.
Fair. Thank you, gentlemen, for your answers. And you know what? It's been another week. It's been crazy. How do we keep having weekly topics for this show? I don't know. I always wonder, are we going to run out of topics one day? Apparently, no. Nope. Every week, something crazy happens in the scene. There's new handhelds to talk about despite what's going on. And we always have things that we want to share with you all. So, and Matt Davis says, why do I still have it? Inside Stubbs are two wolves. One is a handheld hoarder, and the other is an aspiring handheld minimalist. That is so on the money. You have no idea. Because one of my other passions lately really has been trying to downsize and trying to minimize the stuff I have, the Stubbs stuff that I have in my life.
Downsize.
Don't look at my desk right now, Rob. Just do not.
I mean, have you seen mine?
Hey, have you seen? I see your desk. Have you seen mine?
Oh, okay.
Look at the Armageddon of
I
just
take it
device
back.
pile.
Mine's
I gotta
tame
clean
in
my room.
comparison.
I gotta clean my room.
You guys have way worse desks than I do. Though I also have a second desk elsewhere that's a mess.
I will clean it up, and I will start to let go of some stuff. But my journey this year in my videos is really going to be, I think, trying to narrow down in exactly what Matt's saying. But I have this constant fight internally of I want to be able to have everything on hand, both to compare for you all, to talk about, be around for any sort of cool custom firmware updates that come out. And then I also want to have less stuff. So it is a conflicting thing. We'll see where we land. But for now, I just have a lot of handhelds, and I need to keep them all charged, maintained, happy, and used at least a little bit. That's why I think it's good to have maybe a particular game or a system that you play for just one handheld. If you have a bunch of these, hey, this is my Game Boy Advance handheld or whatever. But that's a topic for another day. And with that, everybody, I think we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, live chat, once again, for all of your awesome engagement, chatting. It's been cool just catching up with you all. You listening at home, I hope you're having an awesome time, whatever you're doing. Gentlemen, for joining me on the panel. Mr. Joe from GamingForInsight, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much.
Check out his channel at GamingForInsight. Rob the Retro Tech Dad, Mr. Ban Unboxed. Buy some merch if you're into it as well. We have some brand new designs. We have some Oh No meme shirts for Rob that I absolutely adore.
I still need to get one.
As well as if you want to get some nice big discounts on handhelds, join our Discord's Patreon or Discord membership program, and for $3, and then you're going to get access to our private marketplace, which has some just awesome deals. Or if you're wanting to buy something, you can put wanting to buy posts out and search for some rare stuff, and one of our members might or probably has what you might be looking for. And with that, I want to thank you all once again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs for making everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 per month, like I was saying. Join us in that Discord to chat and play games. And join us on the next episode of the podcast we're going to be having on some other buddies and friends. Got to talk to Okayest Gamer and everybody else. and we'll see you next Monday. I hope you all have an awesome week out there. Don't stress too much. You probably don't need more handhelds, and just be happy with what you have is my recommendation. But until the next one, it's been Stubbs on behalf of Rob and Joe and Ben saying, take care of those handhelds and take care of each other.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care, all.
Take care.